Boundaries Backlash. Have you been falling out with friends and family when setting new boundaries? This is another strange and painful phenomenon reported by long-term survivors of psychological abuse. A fraught experience for any person throughout life, losing friends. It's as much about the transformational nature of the healing journey as it is about the psychological damage itself. It's a part of normal divorces and breakups, and it's a part of awakening. As one internet quote about spiritual transformation puts it, "I'm losing everyone while I find myself." I see it as the result of finding and implementing new boundaries. The need to protect oneself and restore equilibrium drives us in the early aftermath to push away the people around us who are outward manifestations of our own harsh inner critics. The victim blamers. Waking up to abuse and wanting to tell our story brings another onslaught of losses, because most people don't want to know, don't want to hear it. They insist that what we've experienced is just the same as their own divorce or their friends, and that the best way to deal with it is to shut up about it, grin and bear it, put on a happy face and keep your pain to yourself. They might be right. So we can go through another round of beating ourselves up about our failure to recover 6 months out. People take themselves away, which is a huge relief. They might think, "Oh, what a bore. You want to talk about your trauma and loss again? You're still blaming your ex for everything. Why can't we talk about me like we always have in the past?" Some of them hang around nevertheless and congratulate themselves for what kind, compassionate people they are, listening and smiling and nodding as we discuss the enormous journey we're undertaking. Then, when they reach a stage where they just want you to be over it, or they think you're choosing to stay stuck in suffering, I love that one, and refusing to heal, even better, they'll turn the tables. "I've been listening to your shit for 3 years and you haven't done me the service of healing yet. You should be better by now." And we go through another round of shame because we thought they were safe. They invited us to keep talking about it because they see themselves as compassionate. But their compassion reaches its end. The same social phenomenon happens to people who are grieving the death of a loved one, by the way. As we learn how to do boundaries, a new skill for most of us, and for many of those around us, it would seem, fallings out are almost as inevitable as they are painful. If we reference externally, well, who wants to get stuck with a buddy who suffers an ongoing anxiety condition? Who wants to have a buddy who holds them to account or begins to talk straight and direct? Who wants to discuss philosophy instead of the weather, psychology instead of the way their house is decorated, psychopaths and narcissists, good and evil? Referenced internally, who wants to have friends who compete socially, professionally, or intellectually? Friends who are lacking in empathy, honesty, integrity, who think they are something they're not, or think we're something we're not, who don't get that narcissistic abuse is a thing, or that it leaves scars for life and a legacy of transformation. The fact is, when we set boundaries, the people who used us as a doormat don't like it. There will be backlash. This is why I like to reference the hero's journey when I'm speaking about narcissistic abuse recovery. A survivor might say something like this: I am losing friend after friend on this journey. Must I lose everything that is dear to me to undertake this hero's journey? If my former friends are now dropping me like flies, then it must be me that's the asshole. It's perfectly logical. Why can't I just get over it and be the person they want me to be again? Well, I actually don't want to be that doormat anymore. And I actually don't want friends who can't walk beside me because they want to see the world the way they want it to be and not the way it is. Boundaries. Our new boundaries grow to make us feel safe. And with every tiny practice of saying, no thanks, we get stronger and more resilient. With every person we block on social media who is toxic to us, we grow up a little bit. With every time we choose to ask ourselves, what's the right thing to do, instead of asking everybody around us for validation, we withdraw from old people-pleasing, other-referencing habits and build healthy new ones. As we grow and transform, so will our boundaries. And we come to surround ourselves with people of good heart. At last.